In this video, we'll be converting repeating decimals to fractions. We'll look at a few more examples. We started with one repeating digit and one non-repeating, and we said that we start with 83 over 99, but then on the numerator we subtract the non-repeating digit. On the denominator we subtract 9 because we had only one non-repeating digit. So here, what if the example is presented in repetitive form and we need to convert it to a fraction? So the directions remain the same. You need to convert the repeating decimal, which is the repeating number 6, into a fraction. So we don't have the repetition shown as the line above the pattern. What we notice here is the 4 and the 1 is not repeating digit, and the 6 is what starts repeating from there on. So at first what you want to do is rewrite the same decimal with the repetition of the pattern. So 4, 1 is not repeating, 6 is repeating from there on. That tells us where to limit the number in order to create a fraction. So to create the fraction, we start with 416, and then we subtract something over 999. We subtract something. What do we subtract? By looking at the 4 and the 1, we have on the numerator to subtract the non-repeating digits 41, and then because we have two digits that don't repeat, we subtract 2 9s. It's like 99. Then we simplify. 416 minus 41 is 375, and then 999 minus 99 is 900. We can divide that by 5. $375 divided by 5 will be 75, and 900 divided by 5 would be 180. 5 and 0 both divisible by 5, so we can divide by 5 as well. For the next, 75 divided by 5 is 15. Simplified, 180 divided by 5 is 36. And then we can divide by 3 to simplify even further, and that will be 5 12ths. 5 12ths is the simplest form because we cannot divide by anything anymore. So this fraction 5 12ths should be this repetitive decimal. Let's look for the instant feedback here on the calculator. 5 divided by 12, and we have our 0, and then we have the 41 that it's not repeating, and the 6 will go on forever and ever. But since the calculator is not long enough, we round it up. So we don't look at the rounded part. Pretend that it's dot 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 after that. So to check, what would you do if that was a test? You would set up 5.0000, a few zeros, and that dividing by 12. 12 does not go into 5, but it goes into 50 4 times, which is 48. 50 minus 48 would be 2. 12 goes into 20 one time. When you subtract, you have 8. Bring down another 0. 12 would go into 86 times, which is 72. And then when you subtract, you have 8 again, which after you bring down the 0 becomes 80. So 12 goes into 86 times again, which is 72. And that will go on. So we have our confirmation by checking. One more example. At this time, after I give the example, if you would pause the video and try on your own, that would be a good idea to self-check if you understood, or follow along with me. So for example, I'm going to have 0.1363636 dot dot dot. So first what we have to do is to identify what is being repeating. In other words, identify the pattern and rewrite as a decimal with a line showing the repetition. So we have 0.1363636. In other words, 0.1 one digit is not repeating, but then 363636 starts repeating. So I'm going to put 3 and 6, including one line above. Then we need to convert that to a fraction. So we start with 136 over 999. What to subtract? On the numerator, you subtract the actual digit that is not repeating. On the denominator, you subtract 1 9. Because if you have one digit that is not repeating, you subtract 1 9. So on the numerator, you subtract the digit itself. On the denominator, you subtract 1 9. 135 will go over 990. We subtract 1 9. Divide by 5. Numbers ending in 5 and 0 are divisible by 5. 135 divided by 5 would be 27. And 990 divided by 5 would be 198. Those two can be divided by 3, and 9 would be a good number. 27 divided by 9 would be 3. And 198 divided by 9 will be 22. So this one is the simplified fraction. Let's see on the calculator, quick check, and then we'll show the actual division. 3 divided by 22. We have 0 point, and then we have 363636. So to show that, we set up our division problem. 3.00000. Line up the decimal, and we divide that by 22. 22 doesn't go into 3, but goes into 31 time. And subtract, that'll be 8. 22 goes into 83 times. That would be 66. Bring down the 0. 22 would go into 146 times. 132. That is the 80 again that we had before. 80 divided by 22 is 3, which is 66. We subtract, bring down another 0, and here is 140 again, which divided by 22 would be 6, and that was 132. And here's the 8 again, and that 36 will be the repetition after the 1, so 0.1 non-repetitive, and then we'll go on 36363636.